okay? Shut up. Yes, it's important to make jokes about things what was sensitive in the past, okay? Because just because something isn't happening anymore doesn't mean that people don't still feel cut about it. You know what I mean? And I mean, look at Johann Stimmet.
Brewery giant SAB Miller
filed an interdict application against
a tiny T-shirt company in the Cape High Court.
The David and Goliath battle between a small T-shirt company and beer giant SAB Miller. Cape Town-based T-shirt company
Laugh It Off
has ripped off one of SAB's most famous trademarks.
A tongue-in-cheek version of Carling
Black Label Carling beer
brand for social commentary. Using a similar logo, they replaced the words Black Label with Black Labour.
White Guilt.
Africa's lusty, lively exploitation since 1652.
They've put freedom of expression squarely under the spotlight and kept High Court judges up late at night.
These slogans have made history, and they've sparked a fierce debate that's raged
The centre of a fierce legal battle going
all the way to the Constitutional Court.
The judges, again, thank you all for coming, and yeah, let's do this.
I was kind of hell-bent on success, so it's a fine line between bravery and stupidity, really, I think, in terms of what Laugh It Off was doing, taking on this massive court case.
We had nothing to lose. I mean, we had no money, we had no assets. Ultimately, they would have more to lose than we would.
I saw it as a David and Goliath situation. It's a hackneyed expression, but that's what it is. And I thought that the attitude of SAB was downright ludicrous.
We believe that nobody has the right to help themselves to your property and use it for whatever purpose.
Does that mean that brands cannot be critiqued, that brands cannot be interrogated, that brands cannot be lampooned? And the answer to that is definitely yes, they can be lampooned.
Let us hold hands, guys, and speak in one beautiful voice. And let us say to the big corporate machinery of the world, which have ruled mercilessly towards and upon us, stop! This is my patch of the sunlight, and you are blocking it off with your big fat billboard of beautiful muscle guys, which are drinking beer after they have been stuck in the bottom of the gold mine for 15 flipping years, guys!
What they did was say, well, Laugh It Off are precluded from relying on the freedom of expression right because what they're saying is hate speech.
So it certainly wasn't like LA Law where you get up and they call you into the witness box and you try and explain what you meant. There was none of that. It was just very dry, soul-destroying. I couldn't wish that on anyone. Walking into a courtroom when you actually just feel guilty by walking into the courtroom, you know, kind of like walking into a headmaster's office. The carpets are red, the benches are all like church pews, the judges are wearing these old wigs. It's in Bloemfontein.
They wanted to liquidate Laugh It Off overnight. That was their main aim. And they did it with an urgency which was breathtaking.
To me, the most critical issue around the T-shirt was that it was really a social comment on the history of our country. Thank you very much. Because we have come from a country which has been absolutely devastated by the banning of organizations, the banning of people, the wholesale outlawing of ideologies.
The revolution will not be televised, or not at least until it gets to the Constitutional Court.
I do remember knowing that if we didn't get to the Constitutional Court, we were dead in the water.
In my opinion, the Constitutional Court is without doubt the most successful post-apartheid institution.
And one of the best moments for me was waiting outside with Chris, having a chat about last night's Seinfeld episode, and suddenly realizing that everything had started and the court was already in session.
There's no evidence that it has or is likely to attach or to tarnish the selling power of the mark. Leave to appeal to this court is granted. The appeal against the judgment and order of the Supreme Court of Appeal succeeds. The order of the Supreme Court of Appeal is set aside. The order of the High Court is set aside and replaced by the following order. Application dismissed. I hand down the judgment.
The judgment got handed down, and slowly through the legal jargon we were able to ascertain that we'd won, we'd won, we'd won, we'd won.
Billboards on the highway, there is product to be sold. Images of miners downing liquid gold. Itumaling wears overalls, his gumboots stained with clay. He'll be sweating at the mine face, soon more reward at the end of day.